Wow. So it's nice having you. This is Builders Corner, a storytelling podcast where we builders, founders, their stories. Both technical guys, non-technical guys, their wins, their losses, and what they are building. And also lessons they have learned while building stuff. Okay, so can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you
Okay,
are.
thank you very much for the opportunity too. Appreciate this a lot. So my name is Femi Adegolu. I'm the co-founder and CEO of BChain Africa. My friends call me JB of Lagos. So that's my nickname. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing business for over a decade. I, you know, I'm also um, having my media MBA from Lagos Business School. And I've been a builder, a founder, an advisor, a business development executive, and of course, consulting for a couple of Web3 projects, across different continents.
Wow.
So that's, I think, pretty much about me. Well, on the side, I'm very, very passionate about blockchain education and adoption, and I speak on blockchain policy, as a thought leader and key opinion leader, across various media channels, being on the biggest media stations in Nigeria talking about technology and the biggest stages, with policymakers speaking about how we could leverage blockchain and AI and Web3 in general to solve problems and make society better, to improve people's lives, improve companies, and improve government earnings. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's very insightful. From your experience, I've said so far, I believe you have a lot of package for us today.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I mean, building products, consultants, all of that. That's beautiful. So I would like to ask, what when you became a builder? Before you started going countries to countries, consulting and all of that. What were you before that?
Well, what was I doing before that? I was literally working in the music industry. I used to be a talent manager as far back as, let's say, 2019. Yes. And I also used to be a music instructor, a music director. Um, Before I came into Web3, I used to be uh, someone who teaches music, private homes and of course in schools. And I remember I used to teach children how to play the recorder, how to play the piano, the keyboard, how to play the violin. A lot of people are surprised. I know
Wow.
people watching this. I play the saxophone as well. I
Can
play
you
the
play this
cello.
instrument?
It's been a while
Can
I
you play
played
them?
them. I think I can still play, but my hands are going to be rusty. But I think if I practice for a week or two, I'm going to get it back because anything that I know will definitely come back. But I need to play for like a
Hmm.
week to get it back. So I used to teach how to play the guitar as well. I also used to work with some producers in the studio. So I used to go, producers used to call me to come play these instruments for them, live play on their beats. So shout out to P Classic. Then I used to go to P Studio in Lekki to also learn how to use FL Studio, which was the programming software for which your favorite producers are using today. So I was doing everything in the music industry, artist management, talent management. I was playing the music, I understood the music proper, and I was also involved in the business side of music. So that was what I was doing before I got into Web3. Yeah.
I mean, we thought you have said so far. I believe like a lot of talent you have managed, to be honest, because we talent manager, producer, marketer, you're just everywhere in the music industry. To be honest. I mean, it's actually
Well,
because I wonder why you now left
it's the
music
thing
and
is,
now okay. I said what?
I
You
think
said
because the
what?
time was my time was up. My time was up there. I wanted a new challenge. I wanted something that would be more inspiring. And I always think I will be able to do more. I just think there's so much fun for me outside of the entertainment space. And so I was privileged to actually do some things with Mastercraft. I did a thing with Banky W. I did a thing with a
Wow.
couple of artists. Even I was part of the production process for a song that featured Olamide, you know. So a lot of songs you hear out there, I was part of the production process, added my own steez and some style to it and
Yeah,
made it look
yeah.
sound very good. So,
The
so I was
JB
very
of
good.
it added the JB of Lagos teas to the music.
That exactly. So I
Yeah,
brought all
like
that.
it's a,
I brought all that to the event space because Web3 would do events. So my experience in the music industry and entertainment industry was what I also brought into the tech space, and it was fantastic. So everything I do literally now, there was a lot of connections to what I was doing then in the music business. So I know when you're a musician, you have to be able to organize. You have to put yourself in the mood spiritually. It's called spiritual, and then you there's a way it happens. The music process in the studio, you have to buy some drinks, you have to buy some weed, you have to buy some alcohol, you have to get in the mood, get it. And then, of course, you have to try out some beats, try out some sounds. So when I'm also planning on a project in Web3, I'm also planning with my music production process, the music process and how it flows. So I'm already thinking of the end from the very beginning.
are you a technical items from your what you have just said? And I believe you are not technical. Are you technical? Are you
No,
a
no, no, no,
developer?
no. No, I'm not a
Okay, because
person of IT.
I would have imagined you smoking me before coding. I mean that you code some
I don't
code
smoke
something
anymore.
marvelous.
I don't smoke
Okay.
anymore.
Well, but that it didn't work out here. When you Femi that and you learn and the lessons you learned from it not working out. You're open to hearing
Okay, I didn't
those
get a
stuff.
question. Come again. I didn't get a question. Come again.
Okay, I said what are some projects that didn't work out? And then the lessons you learned from the projects not working out that you have been involved in.
Okay, when I came into Web3 or before I came into
Yeah,
Web3?
yeah.
Before.
No, no, when, like now. When you came to
Okay,
Web3.
I've been involved in a couple of projects. I left some, but I think failure is part of the process too. I can't mention
Yeah.
the name of the projects, right? Because I don't think it's necessary. But projects succeed, projects fail. In fact, 90% of startups fail in the first 5 years of operation. So I have to tell you that being a founder or building something from ground up is not a walk in the park. There's a lot of factors to it. And having an idea is not just a lot. It's really not. Having an idea is just 5%. Execution is 90%, and
Interesting.
yeah, and then you can say luck is 5%, right? But 5% of it is the idea, it's good. 5% is luck, and you have 90% of execution. And execution comes a whole lot of things. So the lessons I learned was that sometimes things are not really meant to be. You can't force it. I work sometimes 15 hours a day. Sometimes
Wow.
I work 16 hours a day. Sometimes I work 17 hours a day. And I'm not
17
kidding.
hours. 17 hours. Like,
Yeah.
what are you working 17 hours a day? Wow.
As I said, right, when I was in the music studio, I used to be in the studio from morning till the next evening
Hmm.
working on a particular project. Yeah. So that's how many hours? That's about 36 hours. So I'm used to working long hours. I'm used to working long hours. So sometimes when I put in all the work and it doesn't really come out the way I expect it to be, I understand that yeah, maybe this is not going to fly. So sometimes what I didn't really like was big outside in the market, but I didn't like it. But it went well. It didn't blow up. But sometimes I put in my best into something and it didn't really work out well. So I just understand that yeah, I really think it is literally some things are destined not to happen, or why some things are destined. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
but in as much
So
as yeah, but those things that didn't happen, what were the lessons you learned from the project that didn't work out when you were because I know that yeah, something that are just part of the journey here to propel you to your next so that when you face or encounter an issue, you know how to tackle it. So what are the lessons I want to hear you those that will watch this video later on YouTube, on Zora and on Twitter would love to hear it too.
okay,
What are
one
the
of the lessons
lessons?
I learned is that there's always a next big thing. And number two, what I learned is, seeing failure as a part of the process. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
Seeing Failure is part of the process. Then number three, I learned that every idea is an experiment until it works. Lastly, though, not everything is meant for you, right? Some things as I said earlier, right? Some things are not just meant to be. And then I think what I'll say on some of the lessons I learned is that in the Web3 space, for example, I'm trying to give you surface answers because I don't want to go deep into some kind of talks because I don't know how long this is going to be. But let me be honest with you, right? In the Web3 space, a lot of people are here for the short term. They want to make money and go do something else with their lives, right? So some projects are not going to sustain or have any sustainability or long-term impact. There's no longevity plan. The plan for some projects is to launch a token and make money and they're off and they cut off liquidity. So, and I most times caution myself from being a part of short-term things because I don't like it. Like, for example, I'm not a fan of meme coins. And I said it on live television countless times that I'm not a fan of meme coins. That doesn't mean that, I would say anything bad against it, but I personally do not believe in it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sure, I can hear you. Hear you.
Yeah, so I don't believe in it. So I think one of the lessons I learned is that you just have to find your crowd. You have to find people that really, really believe in what you believe in. Your vision is nobody's vision. Your thoughts, your mindset is nobody's mindset. So if some people believe in something and you don't believe in that thing, if you come to that work on the project, it will never work. It will never fly. So there has to be an alignment. There has to be very, very strong affinity with myself and the people I'm working with on the project. So no matter how good the money is, I don't care. I really don't give a damn if I don't have a close affinity with you on how I think. Your personality also is one of the things I also have to watch. If you don't have the same work ethic that I do have, it's going to be a problem for me, and I get pissed off easily if people do shallow work or they don't put in their best with their I believe that sometimes things don't happen, things fail, but put in your best, put in your 100, and you're like, you did your best, but you didn't work out, and that's it. You get it. So that's one of the lessons I learned, in the Web3 space. And one more thing too, stay away from meme coins. If you want to go far, don't launch a token. If you launch a token, it fails, people lose money, they'll never forgive you. I'm saying the honest truth because that's what makes Vitalik who he is today. That's what makes Brian Armstrong what they are today. They focus on products, not coins.
Yeah, and the fact that money is involved, emotions are involved. The Bible says a man's heart is where his treasure is, and if someone's going to put his treasure in your project and it fails, that means you have left a dent of memory in his head about you. That's interesting. So, what are you currently building? What are you currently building as JB of Lagos and Femi? Because now they are now together. JB of Lagos and
Femi.
Yeah.
What we're building now is Lingo at BChain Africa. So BChain Africa is a powerhouse that is leading the next revolution of blockchain innovators and creators, building solutions in the global on-chain economy. And we're very particular about 4 key areas, which is AI, social, gaming, and finance. And we are also the organizers of the Onchain Festival. I think you should sign up for that and also make a video as well, because we are giving out free tickets, free VIP tickets to creators like you. And one of the things we're doing for Lingo is to help to simplify blockchain education to everyday people, because people are really not really familiar with what we're saying in Web3. And we talk to ourselves on Twitter. We're not talking to people. We're talking to ourselves on Twitter with our language. Our language is very complicated. And so when I came to the Web3 space 5 years ago too, I've been here for almost half a decade now. No, half a decade actually. Realized that, for someone to really do well in the Web3 space, you have to be here for a while, and you have to lose yourself and get lost in the ocean before you find a niche. Well, I think that lately we've moved from becoming consumers to producers. And so those who are building solutions on the blockchain would definitely need, a funnel, right? A distribution platform. So just the way DistroKid is marketing music for your superstars and Afrobeats, the same way we have built Lingo. So Lingo is like a distribution platform, just the way you have Udemy or Coursera. And so we built that platform to enable builders, integrate their products there, and we bring people to learn about the products that they're building. I think that makes a lot of sense. So if you're building Coinbase, for example, Coinbase can be listed on Lingo, and Lingo can actually. So Lingo means local language. That's what Lingo means. If you Google Lingo, so Lingo is a platform that enables people to understand how they could be a part of the on-chain economy and understanding blockchain from the product user perspective.
Wow.
Then I'm also building another startup as well, which is going to simplify, or let me say disrupt the financial sector in Nigeria. It comes a lot. It comes with a lot of it comes with a lot of pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, right? What I'm thinking about how to disrupt the Nigerian economy, financial sector, and all that. I'm thinking more about providing service solution
Okay.
and as a benefit for everyday people, as for businesses, people, companies that are doing business, And so it's I don't want to talk about this on this recording. I
No,
think it's
it's
not really
cool.
ready
It's
yet.
cool. You could just
I don't
go on.
to
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So are you talking about the product, or you want to leave that part out for now? It's get much.
See, my bro, there's a lot of products I'm building. Right? The one that you people know now is BChain Africa. The other ones, this one is just Abido Shaker. So there's Lebadu play. Lebadu is still coming.
Maybe small
This one is I've not touched that. I have some powers. I've not touched that one. This one now,
Yeah.
when it's time, I
JB
will
the
touch that one.
builder. I mean, I won't be I said JB the builder. I won't be surprised if you launch a layer one blockchain and then JB
No,
blockchain, distribution,
no,
economy blockchain. The marketing
no,
blockchain for all. I mean,
no. I'm not. I'm
it,
not the. I don't really think building is quite easy. I have to be very frank with you. It's one of the hardest things because I think paid employment is much more easier, to be very honest. And
but you're building a lot of, I say a lot of products. So that means you really enjoy the uneasiness that comes with building. So what keeps you going? What keeps you going, even when you're stuck? So what keeps you going? I would love to know because it says building is not quite easy, but then you have products you are building, and we only know of Abido Shaker and Leprande. So what of
I have
there's
some
this
powers.
one?
I've not touched that one.
Eh,
What, what
okay,
keeps me, what keeps me going is the fact that see, I've always had it hard. I've never had it easy. My journey is very. I'm going to write a book when I'm 40. My journey has been tough. My journey has been full of battles, challenges, and roadblocks. So, and I never gave up. And that's why I'm here today. I never gave up. Even when I was doing music, I faced a lot of things. I knew how a lot of nights that I couldn't sleep well. I couldn't think of what I'm going to become in the next 3 months or 6 months. It was just a mirage. It was a facade because I just kept showing up every day. And right now, I still also have a lot more bigger challenges, a lot more troubles. So it is happening. But truth is this, yeah, I've never had it easy. So what keeps me going is just the fact that I know that, yeah, 5 years ago, right, I was a time where I didn't have a shoe. I always borrowed shoes. So now I have shoes now. Maybe I have to now go start buying designers, right? I have
yeah,
to start buying designers. So now I have shoes, but I have to start buying designers. I don't have a jet yet, but at least I can book a flight. So when I own a jet, there'll be more bigger problems.
yeah, sure,
So there's
sure.
always something to work on. But to be honest, I don't think I will stop building because I think it is part of who I am. I've always faced it very hard, so I'll definitely find a way around it. But one thing I think
Okay,
will be the purpose why I do things is deeper than money. My
all right.
affinity to money is very, very, but I believe that if you create if you create something that people find valuable, I don't think you have issues making money. That's what I think.
All right. You solve a
You said?
problem, you won't have it with me. I said that is fact. That is fact. You can solve a problem.
Even
People, you
sometimes
won't,
you
you
don't even
won't-
solve a problem. I don't even think I like to use words solve a problem. I think it's
Hmm.
about if you create something of value that people find valuable, they'll pay you for it. Because sometimes you're not solving anybody's problem. Sometimes you're just creating something new that people think, oh, this is nice. Then let's try it out, right?
Yeah.
So if you create
Okay.
anything of value, it might be creating an experience for people. It might just be making people laugh, right? Some people's problem is not solved by comedians. Comedians don't solve problems. They just make you laugh. It's an experience that you're creating for you. But people pay to watch them. So, and they're rich.
Single to a 10-year-old. So that someone who is not into Web3 that much can still understand Lingo in simple terms? Probably
Okay,
a minute.
so Lingo is I don't want to use word platform because it's going to be also difficult. It's a house, right?
Okay.
Where you can go and learn about blockchain in different rooms. The rooms are the products where we explain different rooms. You walk into the room and you see this room. This is room A. The room, you enter the room, you learn about the room and how the room benefits you. You go to room B, you hear about the room and how the room benefits you. You go to room C, and then you learn about all the rooms and the house. So the house is the blockchain, the rooms are the products, the courses on Lingo. I think, does that fly?
Yeah, that's like, but then because you talked about if you want to, let's say you build Coinbase, I was thinking, is Lingo an educational platform or an educational house, or is it
Yes,
okay? So it's
yes.
education. That means like you go there and learn courses, you buy courses, something of that sort.
You're not buying, it's free for now.
Okay, it's free for
So
now.
yeah, you could actually check it out. I will drop
I
you the
would,
link.
I would.
Yeah, I'll
On
drop.
base, why are you building on base, and what are some challenges you have faced so far building Lingo?
Okay, well, why Base? Well, Base, I see Base as family. The West Africa regional lead, Dami, is my very good friend. We have a very cordial relationship that is outside work, right?
Yeah.
So, that is a very key factor, right? But notwithstanding, technology is universal. So it's not about race or color, or skin or language or something like everybody could build on Base from anywhere in the world. So I think Base is fast, it's very affordable fees. It's also embraces the culture of collaboration and a stronger ecosystem. And I think the Base culture for me is quite unique. I love it. I love it. And Base supports builders that are building to solve real world problems. They support as many people who are building across on-chain social gaming, finance, and AI. But they're very particular about helping to position Africa as one of the very key leaders, of the global south, particularly with the Web3 era. And so for me, there's a no-brainer, literally building on Base. The support, like the creator of Base also is a very good, I would say, a very good colleague. We partnered with Base last year. BChain Africa did stuff with Base. There's a leader that I find very inspirational, right? So, being a senior colleague in the industry and someone that has worked with Coinbase as executive director, I met him one on one, and we had a very, very great chat on how, he wants to position Base in the continent. And so far, Base has been able to help a lot of families, help builders, provide grants, jobs, opportunities, and everything. So, I think it's a very, very good place to be. So why Lingo? Lingo for me is that elements like Udemy or Coursera, where you could go to learn about blockchain and also get to understand why the blockchain exists. And from a product perspective, why the founder also built that on the blockchain. And also
Mm.
why you should be part of the blockchain and why you should use the products, which is solving a problem through blockchain, right? So there's a difference. There are different ways to it. So number one, it solves the problem of complexities for the users, onboarding the next billion users on chain. Number two, it solves the problem of retention for the founders because founders struggle with explaining their products on-chain consumer apps to everyday people. There's always a challenge. They are speaking in Web3 language and people don't understand what the fuck they're saying. Sorry that. So number three, Lingo is also like a funnel to drive volume and distribution for the chains, the blockchains. For example, Base. We have Zero Card based on Base. We have Azar based on Base. Now, the more users we have on Lingo, the more users will get onboarded on these products through our platform, which makes it make sense because now we are like a distro kid for an Afrobeat artist. So just like you get what I'm saying, right? Just the way you have
Yeah.
all these distribution platforms, exactly. So just the way you have what's the name of these guys? while working with 𝐌𝐔𝐒𝐓. But yeah, that's just how it is. Without some of these platforms like DistroKid and everything, 𝐌𝐔𝐿 and 𝐴SHAKE's music might not be popping out there. So we want to be the way
Yeah,
DistroKid
true.
is, for Web3 space. Yeah.
So what are some challenges you have faced so far? Maybe the
Challenges
lingo. I would
is
love
in funding, particularly
funding.
funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no
There's
technical marketing, none of that.
Yeah, funding and distribution, right? Because we have a lot of plans to partner with some very big organizations, but those partnerships has to do with we making some things available on our end. And so I believe that we have more funding deployed to us, we'll be able to achieve a lot more in terms of marketing, because the money for funding goes to marketing, but also getting some things in place, some infrastructure. And I believe when we have more funding, we're able to also employ more staff that will be able to create more courses on our platform, because I'm busy. I've tried to create a couple of ideas around the courses, but it's really an energy sapping. And I cannot do all alone because we're planning for our festival coming up in October,
Yeah.
right? It's called the Onchain Festival. And the festival is meant to onboard new businesses and new people on chain, and particularly builders building in Web2 into Web3, and also people building Web3 into Web2, because I feel like there's a cross collaboration that we're not thinking of. The infrastructure built by Paystack is powering lots of businesses, but Paystack might also collect an API from one of the blockchain companies to add as a wallet provider. For me, that's where I see it. It's easy peasy, right? CNGN
Yeah.
is doing amazing stuff on ramping people into USDT or USDC. And if we have more businesses using CNGN and minting CNGN and other people, maybe people who are actually creating liquidity pools on CNGN and getting transaction fees and all that stuff as liquidity providers, I think that will make a lot of sense. So we need more banks to be able to provide liquidity, in CNGN and also stablecoins. A lot of banks also need to learn about stablecoins, and I think that the Onchain Festival is going to provide opportunity, right? So I provide 4 key areas, right? Access to market, access to funding, distribution, and strategic partnerships. Those 4 key areas is what the festival is doing. So whether you're a creator like you are a founder, you're a developer, everybody needs these 4 things: market access, funding, distribution, and partnerships. So this is what the festival is going to do. And it's spread across 4 key tracks: on-chain social, gaming, finance, and AI. So what we also did at the festival is also to get more people aware about BChain Africa and our product lingo, which is going to help more people get access into the on-chain economy. So it is interconnected, and we can do a lot more when we have more funding.
Yeah, thanks for the honesty. Thanks for the honesty. I mean, I've met a couple of founders and they will tell you that it's marketing. Some will tell you that they don't have any challenge. I'm like, what do you mean, have any challenge? I'm a host myself. I've built stuff. I've worked with teams. I know we don't encounter challenge. Then why try to sugarcoat that? Or we don't have any challenge. We're just trying to manage. But yeah, I'm sure the honesty. You're a good a conversationalist. You know how to hold conversations. Yeah, this time that will call your children in the future. I tell them, let me tell you about when I was 20 old, then I traveled to Kano because do this. I was in Lagos, I did this, I did that, all those kind of fans. I'll take their children out on the Sunday afternoon. I said, let me take you guys around Lagos. And she started the stories of each street you have visited. This was the studio. I was doing this, that year. 20,000 and this or 1919 this. This was the studio I met so person, so I met so person. So I really have to give you that applaud that you're a good conversationalist and you know how to keep to conversation, you know how to, share your experience without sugarcoating anything. I appreciate that. So yeah, you're now going to give out shout to 3 communities that has aided you in your growth personally. Your street community, give a shout out to them. I'll tag them when I'm doing the video so they would see it. Give shout out to 3 communities.
Yeah, I hope I have 3, but also big shout out to BChain West Africa. Big shout out to Dami. I think Dami has contributed massively to my growth in the past 1 year. Yeah, ever since we get to meet last year. And then I'm gonna big shout out to the Onchain Global team, 𝐿𝐶𝐒𝐓 and Charis. They've been very supportive, like 100% supportive. And I'm also gonna give a big shout out to which community again? I'm not really a community person, to be very honest. I remember
But you're in
more
a community. But in a community, you're in a community. I mean, you own a community. I've been in a community. You're a community person. How does that relate? You're building BChain. BChain is a community. and you're telling me you're not a community person. So you
It's not really a
you're
community.
saying this, so yeah.
It's
Well,
not. It's not a
it's also a
community.
form of okay. Is what?
Yeah, it's a platform because community is streamlined into one thing.